So I got a new headphone, and I'll be recording this directly on the headphones and like directly onto Anchor because I don't have sense and I'm lazy. And this is 9:15 and Dayo hasn't done shit. But like then again, it's Dayo. Dayo is still not serious enough to like properly set up a podcast. So this is going to be like probably short. This is like going to be probably like really really short in the sense that this is probably going to be like really really short in the sense that I'll be what's the word that I'll be I don't know, I have nothing to say because I literally this was like the whole vibe for me to like vent and be dramatic and stuff, but like now that I've quit my job and I'm still like I'm enjoying my unemployment I'm still enjoying my unemployment. I'm still enjoying like being broke as fuck. Okay, I'm not broke as fuck. Like actually, I do have like savings that I'm not freaking out. But like I'm still in the honeymoon phase of unemployment, so like I'm not freaking out or anything. And I'm just vibing. and it's like okay, I'd say like 1 week is time for an unemployment like honeymoon phase. And the fact that I've been getting like not a shit ton. Like 2 people called me and I've been doing interviews. I basically have a technical assessment I have not submitted. I swear to God I'll submit it first thing tomorrow morning. I'll arrange my shit together and submit it. But then again, that is the intro of the scatterbrained crazy human being that you are listening to. So yeah, this week. Daryl basically giving you an unemployment update, telling you about what she's been listening to, and just talking shit for like 20 more minutes. And yeah, get ready for a personal code of conduct. So we'll be talking about my honeymoon phase. Like I am basically at this point where I'm still reading web novels. I've read a bunch of fan fiction, like a shit ton of fan fiction like sites. I've been reading a lot of Harry Potter fan fiction. I've been reading a lot of like Boku no Hero fan fiction. I've been reading a lot of DC fan fiction. I've been reading a lot of like Superman, Batman. I've been reading a lot of like I don't know, I've gotten over my Marvel fanfiction phase. Funny enough, I'm not like a Marvel movie person. I just want to read what everybody is saying in like the fanfiction world. And I've been listening to music like crazy and been watching a lot of stuff. Okay, so who am I basically listening to and why? It's like, the foundation of my thought process and like the whole point of everything is like stoicism, and stoicism is supposed to be in the sense like as how I've interpreted it, or basically like let's just say that with every random ass religion, it's not a way of life, it's up to interpretation. But I'd say stoicism, oh my god, I can't fucking remember, Jesus, I'd say stoicism is to me understanding, like it's about understanding the principle of what you can control versus not what you cannot control. It is your duty to control the things that you can control, which is something I'm struggling to do, and make peace with the things you cannot control. And I feel there's what I'm trying to achieve. I feel there's an extra application to look for things that you can control, then control them, and that way you'll be more at peace with your life, knowing that that is something as an individual struggle with. I as an individual struggle with because it's about looking for the things that is capable of my control. Like it's easier for me to just like I've gotten the chill about things that's not like within your control, like basically 90% of the time I've gotten like chill about those stuff like mostly, but like I'm adding things that are within my control to things that are not, and I'm seeing so many results by controlling several small variables that I'm honestly not respecting myself, and that's one thing. And that's one thing that I feel like I want to add in my break. And I understand that like there's people are always going to move on and go on and improve themselves and like societies. And oh yes, I said I was going to send some shit to my office. Fuck, I haven't sent it. I keep saying office, my ex office. Like Dio's unemployed, I was supposed to send it. I'll probably send it like Monday afternoon, I guess. What else? Oh yeah, I'll probably like immediately after I finish sending the technical assessment that I'm going to do poorly at. Fuck that. I don't know why I think it's my reluctance. Shut up. I'm not going to do poorly at it. I'm going to put in my actual best effort. I've actually done my actual best. I was supposed to summarize and iron the shit. I did like a shit ton of like panda stuff. So let's talk about the honeymoon phase of myself. I have recently gotten into, like, I have zero interest. I won't say I have zero interest in chemistry. I was literally like the best in chemistry for like how I describe that shit. So I literally was the best in chemistry for like, I don't know, SS1. Fuck. And maybe SS2 actually. I just didn't get my prize. Fuck. I was a freaking awesome human, but like, let's ignore that. So like, I've recently been into pharmacology. Like the only reason why I'm into like because I started looking at like, you see, I'm really interested in the whole like the whole ideology of what they call that stuff. I'm really interested in the whole ideology of okay, how did I get, let me talk about like my YouTube like demographic stuff. I started with Chloe Ting and I moved on to what they call that dude again. I'm like two opposite individuals. I started with Chloe Ting and some chick whose like entire thing is like calling out like bullshit that like fitness influencers started. So like with that, then and I met this dude. I didn't meet, like the algorithm took me to a point. I need to focus on recommender systems because I really like find the idea of the YouTube algorithm very similar, and I feel like taking on a personal project to replicate the algorithm and send it. Fuck the data imaginable, Jesus. But fuck. But like if this is like such a really good idea. Like if you can replicate the youth, like as a data science project, replicate the YouTube algorithm. Like you want to photocopy this algorithm and send it to like sell it as a service to YouTubers or an SEO service so that they can better target like ads to like certain target demographic and like put their ads in the sense that people might be like, okay, this is something that I might watch because it's similar to like my own ideology and that kind of vibe. Like put their videos in targeted ads or their products or what have you, because they have knowledge of what the algorithm is bound to recommend based on certain characteristics. But the data, I don't think anybody can reasonably like replicate the YouTube algorithm because the data involved, the amount of freaking features they have gathered about every individual user. But then again, the YouTube algorithm appears to be behaving on like I won't call it a neural net, like a network of like, if you like this certain group, what I won't call it neural net, like networks, like clusters, rather than feature prediction, because like there's a freaking name, but it's as related to a net, and I feel like that is more like the algorithm is related. It's more like the content, like you build your taste based on what you are liking. Then you look for similar content based on what other people have liked. If somebody whose net is very similar to yours has liked certain content that you have not seen yet, then there's a high probability that you like their content. That's the one thing I really like about data. How you realize how disturbingly and very uninteresting we all are, in a sense of how ridiculously easy it is for us to just like the same stuff. So let me just because I have literally nothing to say, I may go to what is currently open on my tabs. Okay. I was looking at basically, what do I have here? I have DC fanfiction, like I said before, like DC Universe, like the regular Nightwing, Batman, of varying kinds. I'm not going to be like what I'm into. I have basically Ziahon. I can't pronounce Ziahon. I went on to Novel Updates, and it's like the whole tacky. You go on to certain certain different sites. You go on to certain different sites, and you're just vibing. You're just freaking vibing. You're just I won't call it vibing in the sense that you just go there for to just look at the fucked up stupid storylines and just what is this idiot planning to do, and you're just like, oh my god, no. It's just like tacky titles like Marshall World and my cold and elegant CEO wife. Like, what the fuck is? Ugh, god, lame. But you still fucking read it anyway because you have zero, like, you literally don't give a shit, and you're going to read it anyway because you don't have any energy, and you're just going to fucking read it anyway. Divine Throne of My Mother Blood. I didn't fucking read that complete because Suchen is a fucking asshole. Like, if you know, you know. Like, if you read, like, this is one of my worst episodes. Then I'm reading like certain, like, I have like 4 different fanfictions open right now. I have like MTL Heaven's Devourer because I stopped. Okay. I think one of these days I'm going to turn this podcast into, and because there's one thing I wanted to like properly decide, that I'm going to look at the ideology of people and look at like what is my opinion on certain things, on like, and what's the word, like, what is my ideology and the decision of very, very main characters as I read it. Because there's so, especially I want to talk about, like, because I think I've mentioned it several times, the stereotype Chinese like teen male main character is very problematic. Like, oh god, he's just fucking gross. Like, even the Korean ones too, like, yeah, like, it's like, oh my god, as developed as your nation is, like, are you still seriously viewing women as objects? Like, what the actual fuck, man? Like, what? But like, Kinja or Demi, in colonization. So that is basically where I am music-wise. Okay, yeah, music-wise, I am listening to everything. I'm listening to things that it's so much stress to start a fucking playlist. But like, there's just some music that I vibe to that I'm just like, yes, it's a thing. It's a fucking thing. Be my thing and vibe with me and just exist. I like how this like anchor program exists in the freaking background. Let me check my Chrome browser and see what's going on over there. You see how this is just random and I have nothing intelligent to say, because I'm literally have nothing to rant about. I'm just like vibing. Okay, maybe I'm like existential dread about like incoming poverty and like standard old age, but like that's like forever going to be at the back of my mind. Forever going to be a back of mind that I probably fail and what have you. But I did successfully cast stuff on the TV today. That was cool. Like using YouTube TV and what have you. Then I have a shit ton of manga open. I have nothing like in my head. But like, fuck, I was going to talk about something like fun and deep and interesting and like talking about like conversations and what have you. But when I think of humans, I'm making effort to reach out to people, and that's good. I'm making effort to talk to people. I'm making effort to be there for people. I'm making effort to just not be like a phone body. Like, I'm making effort to not be like a freaking phone body and just be pressing phone up and down. Like, I'm making effort to reach out to people, speak up to people, like just find out like how they're vibing, what's going on, and just like know people. And I know it's getting randomly and like brokenly because I'm trying to read a manga as I what's the word? I'm zoning out as I'm trying to I'm trying to read a freaking manga as I'm making stuff, and it's not working. It's literally not working at all. But I think I keep telling myself, there's one thing that I do every time. I always tell myself that I'm not going to be stressed, because when I'm stressed, I don't breathe well. When I'm stressed, I can't see well. When I'm stressed, I'm just. But the thing is that it actually works, because it's when I give a shit about somebody that they can stress me. But there's like very few people. Okay, not very few. I actually like people. When I like people, they get on my. You suddenly have the ability to stress me list, and I like that. It means I'm not like completely boring and heartless and stuff, and like drowning in manga. But like, I like how this like new headphone sounds, like announcements. I've got new headphones. But like, I've just been existing, comfortable, vibing, with nothing to say. I know usually I have like a lot to say, vibe to spread, a story to tell, but like my mind is literally empty, and I'm not like in the mood to go on and about situational awareness and like the STAR technique and everything I'd been reading up this week. Then, but like it's a vibe, it's existing, and like I'm currently in this space where everything is just blank. I think I should put like chill music on this stuff, like where everything is just like floaty and blank. And yet there's this like bottom dread at the back of my soul. And this honeymoon is going to like it's going to fucking fade, and I'll be critically depressed and sorrowful. But like I don't think that's going to happen. That's definitely not going to happen. It just can't happen. I can't allow it to happen. Oh my god, no, it shouldn't happen. I couldn't bear if that happened. But understanding that things happen and everybody's just trying to exist, it's just, I don't know. I literally have nothing to say. Difficult week. This has been a really comfortable week. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about like something like random. Why don't wealthier people look into like compounding of like skincare, like looking at pharmaceutical compounding, looking at like night antioxidants, like put the whole freaking like curcumin, lycopene, resveratrol, like all that shit in the daytime. Oh my god, I want to watch this freaking SOG made his own freaking VPN. I should put this in my watch later, save to watch later. I follow a bunch of people without sense, and that's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome. And like looking at my recommended, I'm just like I judge myself as a skincare obsessed, lifestyle obsessed, GMM obsessed, exercise obsessed, pharmacology obsessed human being, and physics obsessed, and plastic surgery obsessed, and food obsessed human being. Baby. Wow. I literally said baby because there's a giant picture of like babies born at Burger King and weird as shit stuff. Let me like read through my phone and have something interesting to say. Think of this as like all these like pointless conversations you have like at 2 a.m. with somebody that literally has nothing to say but just wants your company. So let's look at my like let's scrape through Dario's phone. I like how like the anchor just records in the background because that is just a fucking vibe. If it didn't, oh my god. If it ends up not recording, I'm literally going to be like, fuck, I've cancelled. Okay, I'm not literally. I'm probably going to record it on Monday and be like, I'm so sorry, I was late, and what have you. But I generally have like how these sound. I don't want to open Instagram because it has this shitty thing like it doesn't want anything to run in the background. Let me edit some stuff on Snapseed, and I'm going to talk about how I have like fucking imagination about how everything is supposed to go and everything is supposed to be perfect. Oh, this is a nice picture of myself. I'm on Snapseed. Then let me talk about my love for people. I know I've mentioned it, Sam, but God, I love bodies. Like bodies are just beautiful. Like healthy bodies, lean bodies. Oh god, human beings, like no matter how they bend, they're just pretty. They look. I won't say they're pretty. Like I like that casual lean look when they're just like relaxing on a lounge and just bendy. or I like muscled bodies that are like bent over somewhere, picking up something, just existing. And I like people who are nicely dressed. But then again, I have different definitions of what is nice. If somebody is dressed so pretty and soft like a Barbie doll, I would look and I know that this person is objectively beautiful, but it wouldn't tickle my fancy. And I think that is where like preference truly exists, because if you didn't have a preference, you're supposed to be able to tell that somebody is objectively beautiful. And if you're unable to tell if somebody's objectively beautiful, then you probably have a mental block somewhere. You probably have a mental block somewhere, and you don't want it to be too much. I should really be like using Snapseed to like do my editing and stuff. I'm trying to like multitask and have like a casual conversation and pretend like somebody's like right next to me as we talk and move the whole vibes away and everything. But like, I have nothing to say. I know I've said it like a billion times. I have nothing to say. One of these days I will attempt to do like one of those premise stuff and just like talk and just vibe. But this is like 20 minutes of me basically trying to convince myself that I am not being totally and completely like, I don't know, worthless in this whole vibe. So like, what should I do? Should I add a song at the end and have this whole video copyright claimed? Oh fuck no. Okay, if I get to post it as a video, I should, since it's going to be small and it's just casual and I have nothing important to add to this conversation. But maybe like I will start reviewing fanfiction, but then again it has to be like PG fanfiction, so like I don't have the freaking energy. Or maybe start reviewing Xiangxia chapters, or like do armchair psychology and be talking shit about people. There's one thing, maybe next week I'm going to look at how I'm desperately lonely, but I don't have the energy to just reach out, and how like I think a lot of young people in the third world are facing this thing, how we have to like drown in first world problems yet dealing with third world amenities with fucking infestation of like all sorts in our homes, and yet still having to deal with. The thing is that that's one thing about humanity. It's easy to forget that these emotions never die. Like, these emotions have always been there, even in like the starkest of the poorest of all, because we always have this ideology that just because you're poor you don't feel anything, so to speak, that you're just, how life puts it, that you're just like living a monotonous life. And I think, as I describe, I don't know, this is because you can't see yourself in somebody else's head. That's the one thing I don't like about humanity. Like, we see too many cues, we see too many stuff, and those cues are up to our personal interpretation, like, and maybe like in the interpretation in context of culture. But like, at least, why can't we read each other's minds? Why can't we just be there for each other? Why can't we just be each other? Why can't we just melt? Which is fucking stupid. But like, I don't think it's ever going to be a form of understanding, because I think the fact that we have so many thoughts, so many ideas, so many images, so many vibes of awesomeness, so many shades of amazingness, and they're just fucking awesome, but it's all trapped in our heads. It's easy to just forget that people have heads too, that people have things in their head. It's easy to just rebuke them when somebody doesn't see your point of view, or when somebody absolutely refuses to see your point of view. But then again, I'm also going to talk about my personal philosophy that I pass across every fucking time, where I'm just there like, yes, see people as humans, see people as equal. People have faced different experiences, people have faced different things. Yes, everyone is worthy of convincing, but once your goal is important, it's far too important, and this person stands in your way, well, you have to be very honest. That's one thing I don't like about, you have to be very honest and destroy them, because they simply are against your goals. And that is one thing that I detest about olden day battles and even modern battles, that when you want to do something, that when the leadership wants to do something to destroy an individual that is like against their goals, they dehumanize them so that their henchmen can find peace with killing them. And I'm like, no, if you're going to like destroy somebody or remove their goals or go head to head with them because they are against your will and passion to succeed, then you should without question see them as human, see them as individuals, because if you are not capable of doing like seeing them fully as human, as you try to take away their past or as you try to do something horrible, then you shouldn't be fighting that way. Then I don't know, according to my morals, you're not a good person. But this is like my personal morals, that's like my vibe. And I think morals and individual stuff, but if you want to build a society, you have to come up to a consensus. I don't know, I'll never know, and it's just vibing. So it's been 20 minutes of me going around about having literally nothing to say, being a honeymoon, being an unemployment honeymoon. And just like, I'm very sure like the moment I cut the recording and post this like everywhere and post this to YouTube, I'll literally have like a shit ton of emotions wash over me. Then I'll totally forget them because I never write them down. But who cares? Who fucking cares? I remember this whole podcast started like at the stories and stuff. You should really read another story book. But remember, control, my edited version of stoicism, control the things that are within your control. Ensure that those things are controlled. Identify the things that are within your control and control them. This way, I believe you have more peace with the things that you cannot control. Apply it to every process, apply it to every thought, apply it to every incident. A peace of mind is the goal. Waking up with peace of mind, with a soft chest, and with a soft chest without your heart in your throat. That is the goal, and that will remain the goal. This is Dialogue, kind of lazy, kind of vibeless, and has been a personal code of conduct. Bye.